But in India, it's more of like education or sports. You lose a match, you go onto the internet, you see the comments, and it's like parents' role is very important where they actually follow their kids, what they're doing and how they're doing.
I think the question that we've been having all through is you've shown us that, again, like I said, with hard work, with determination, with sheer grit and resilience, you've shown that women can lead in the world of badminton. You've proven it with so many laurels. But the question we also have is, do you think that women can also lead in other fields, be it technology, be it defense, be it any other industry? What are your thoughts, Sindhu?
Well, firstly, a very good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for having me here in NTLF.
It's our honor.
But yeah, I mean, why not? Not only in sports, but also in different profession. You're here, Sindhu is here, another Sindhu is here. So I think, yes, we women can do anything and we can be there. And I don't think there's something less or we can't achieve something. Everything is possible, and I think we need to be proud about it. I mean, especially in sports, not only in badminton, but I think in different sports as well. For example, Mary Kom has done very well for herself, and Manu Bakar is doing really well. So I think not only in sports, but also in other fields, I would say, yes, women are strong enough to face anything and be right there and lead the world.
No, thank you. I think for all of us, women and men in the room, I think this is absolutely what we all want to hear and absolutely know. But I think when it comes from a star like Sindhu, it reinforces that thought process within all of us. So Sindhu, I mean, you've been clinching medals after medals. You've clinched the silver medal in Rio back in 2016, gold later in 2019 at the BWF Championship. And we all see you on the field kind of smashing it out with that high energy, high drive. And take us back to, because we don't see all the preparation that happens. And actually backstage we were just talking and Mohan Garu was asking Sindhu, is it still those grueling 12 hours of hard work? And we'd love to go back to how is it, that preparation? Because a lot of us know, right, the hard work, the drive, that grit that goes in. So tell us, how does it look like? Is it something unique that you do when a championship is coming up and you work towards it? Does it differ from your kind of a regular kind of practice? Tell us a bit more about it.
I think it's a process, it's every day, day in and day out, it is a process. Because a lot of people might think that, when you get success, it's all happy, everyone is happy, they just see the outcome. But, what goes behind is even more harder, because there are times where, you really sometimes are really like tired, you can't go for training sessions, you're really tired. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days where nothing is working out. So I think that is why I said it's a process, because, every day is a new learning. And, sometimes in practice sessions you might not do well, but, you go for a tournament, you go out there and you give your best and you're right there, as a champion. But, it is hard. The journey is hard. And I want people to understand that, it's not just a couple of months or a year of hard work. It takes years and years of hard work to come to a level. And I think in this process, you have to trust yourself, you have to believe yourself, and, you need to have that hope. Because, for a couple of people, you might get success at a very early age. For others, it might take a lot of time to get success. But you need to have that hope that, you have to stick in there and you need to keep doing it every single day. And it will come out someday, because, it's not just that, people might say that, for me especially, people might say, you won everything, what else you need? But I think the passion towards the sport, and I still have that hunger that, yes, I can do much better. And I think these wins give me a lot of confidence and boost, to go to the next level. So I think that is why I say every day is a new day and every day is a process. So even though there are those bad days, it's important that you let go and come back even more stronger. And there are days where you lose, and there are days where, like, you just lose to an opponent who you don't know, or lower ranked player. And you are upset about it, but the next day morning, again, you're on court, Just forget about the past and just keep going. Just come back much more stronger and learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. So you're saying don't lose that trust that you have, that inner voice that is telling you, hey, you can do it no matter what, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I also wanted to understand from you, Sindhu, is like when you know this is the person you're going to play against, right? When you get on the court, do you already know, like, this is the strategy I'm going to apply for this game, or is it like more dynamic, like on the move? How does that work?
So there are different ways, the way you take it, because you go with the plan. Definitely yes, because you know whom are you playing against, and you watch their matches the day before, and you strategize accordingly. You sit with your coach, you analyze, how you have to play, and you need to have plan A and plan B, because if one doesn't work, you go with the other one. At the same time, even the opponent is doing the same thing, right? So sometimes there are times where if nothing works out, you have to just change it then and there, because even the opponent's coach is smart enough to immediately change.
Improvising on the go, right?
So you have to have the capacity and capability to change it accordingly within that second and implement on court. So you have to keep changing. So even though you go with a plan, there are times where it doesn't work. So
it's similar, right, for all of us in technology, right? We have to keep changing, strategize as we go. I think it's very similar no matter which area of focus it is. And talking about technology is talking to a whole audience of technologists who are passionate about technology. And Sindhu, in today's world, it's very true that technology is also a huge, massive enabler for sports, right? And I think it's very clear that through technology, you can also, when you talked about how do you plan for a game, you look at the other player, you kind of look at your own injuries, see how you can kind of recuperate from that using technology to kind of train. So tell us, to all of us tech enthusiasts, do you think that the future of sports is also going to be clearly powered by technology?
Definitely yes, because now technology plays a major role. Especially in sports, I would say, let's say to analyze or to implement new things or to change things, technology plays a very major role. And I think at the same time, in badminton, like to analyze a match or to see where you're lacking at, or to see what your positives are, where your strong points are, or how are you able to get those points, or what are the opponent's weakness. So there are a lot of things, even the smallest things you can actually find out by technology. So I think definitely in the future, I think the future generation, it definitely helps them a lot if they use it in a very smarter way.
And what are those technologies that you use for your planning for your game?
So, when of course, me and my coach actually, sit before a match or, just watch a match and see what mistakes am I doing or where am I getting caught. At the same time, we also analyze it in such a way that how many points are we getting, in each corner. Like, for example, I'm playing with an ex-player and, she might be weak in her forehand. And, how do I get the point there? Not just by placing that, but make her move and then, play it there. So these are few techniques that, we strategize. And as I said, if plan A doesn't work, you go with the plan B.
Fascinating, fascinating. I can go on and on with my questions, but I know all of you are also holding on to some questions that you might have. Would you mind that I open it up for a few questions? And then we come back. I have a few more questions for you, but let's see what this lovely audience has for Sindhu. And Sindhu.
My name's Mark Ridgway. I'm from the UK, and my wife happens to be chief executive of a national sporting body in the UK, and she deals with female athletes all around the world. And certainly, congratulations on all your success. It's been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
My own observation, not hers, is that there are women capable of doing amazing things all around the world, but some countries do tend to bring athletes through, female athletes through, whilst others don't. Sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's social, parental support, sometimes it's structural. What particular barriers have you had to achieve in India in order to actually attain the international status you have?
So I think initially in India, initially sports was not really there. But I think now in India, sports has come to a level where everybody wants to get into sports and take it as a profession. And I think compared to other countries, let's say the Asian countries, like Chinese or Japanese, there are a lot of players, and there are n number of players. Like for them, badminton or any sport is like they're just there. But in India, it's more of like education or sports. It's like they are juggling between both of them. But I think now that has changed, and now there is a lot more importance, obviously, to sport, and every parent is confident enough to get their children into sports. And I think especially to the parents out there, I want them to understand that, you basically need to encourage your children in whichever sport or in whichever profession they want to, rather than, wanting their kid to be in whatever the parent want, right? I think that is very important because the child should be interested and need to be passionate enough to achieve their goals rather than following something else. So I think that is the most important message to the parents, especially because my parents, are from a sports background. So I'm very lucky to have parents who are from the sports background. And I think their support has been amazing throughout. And I think definitely I can say that, because of them, I'm here today. So, yeah, I mean, thank you. So I think that is why I say, parents' support is very important so that, they guide their children in a very, very right way and a right direction. Not just that sending their children to some of the other academies and just let them be. As parents, they also need to take that another step to go there, see what their child is doing, is he going in the right direction, and guide them in a right way. So I think that has changed a bit, and I want it to change a lot more.
Hi, good evening, Sindhu. This is Sachin Bora from Wipro. Today, when we are sitting here, you would have also noticed, right, we can't keep away from our phones. And there have been stories that you have managed it well. So would you like to throw some light? Because every 5 minutes, you will see even participants pulling out their phones. And there are stories that you have done something really great on this field. So that would help us and our kids also. Thanks.
No offense, but technology, what can I say? But I think on a serious note, I mean, definitely, phones, especially for children. I mean, for the kids out there, yeah, sometimes the usage is really a lot. A lot of kids are, into this gaming and, a lot more on the phone, social media. I think that definitely does take a toll at times because I mean, it's for everyone, not just the kids. Like, for example, you lose a match, you go onto the internet, you see the comments, and it's like, yeah, that hits you, right? That definitely is not right. So, yeah, I mean, I think it is important that you have a phone. Technology is important. You use it in a right way, smarter way. But I think overuse is always bad, to kids or whoever it is. Because that takes away a lot of mind to it, and you tend to you tend to think a lot. You overthink a lot. That okay, what if this happens or what if that happens? So you tend to overthink a lot. So I think you have to definitely not be on your phone a lot more for the kids out there. But rather than that, you send your kids to some or the other kind of sport so that that way they're healthy at the same time they're even more energetic. And show a lot more interest in education side as well, because I personally can say that I've completed my MBA. So when I used to when I used to practice at the same time, I used to obviously go to school and then come back and go for training sessions. So it used to have another altogether a different impact, and I used to be even more smart in terms of in education. So I think that is the best way for children to actually have some kind of activity, outside not only education, but also equally some kind of sport. I think it keeps you healthier as well.
So I think you would totally underline this quote that I recently saw, that women who practice any sport go on to lead. Yeah. Would you kind of vouch for that? I think there's a perfect example sitting right in front of us, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you agree to this, because, in the morning, whoever is here, like if you go run in the morning, if you go to a run in the morning and then you're so enthusiastic, like you're very energetic when you go to your office, or you're very right there.
Yeah.
You feel really
The
good about it.
clarity of thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure a lot of people might agree or might not, but yeah.
Do you see AI transforming the fitness industry? So we saw the fitness bands coming in, then the heart rings coming in. Personally, do you wear it? And then how do you see it transforming the fitness industry?
See, I do wear Whoop, so it allows me to track, the sleep or the recovery, or how much is the strain and everything. But I think it is a thing where you shouldn't depend on it completely, but understand what are the things that you basically. It's I would say just a mark where, okay, I need to do this, So definitely I agree to what AI is doing, where it definitely helps a lot of fitness things. As I said that I do use Whoop, but I completely don't depend on it, because sometimes you train like 8 hours, 9 hours. This is going to vibrate like constantly. But it's just to remind you that, okay, you need to calm down now, or you need to reduce your training, not that you need to completely stop and get rest, because at times your training sessions might give you that extra load to push you. But at the same time, you also need to understand where to stop and when to give your body that rest period. So it is definitely a mark for that. So I do agree, AI definitely plays a major role in that.
Now that you're married, how do you take time playing tennis?
It's more a question for your
managing
husband.
family
I think.
chores,
Like, now that you're married.
managing
Okay.
family chores and everything. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's going to be the same. And I think it's much more easier now, because whatever a few things I have in mind, I'm just going to put it on him. I'm like, you deal with it. It's a kind of a support to me. And of course, I'm definitely very happy. And it's not a burden, or it's not really hard to manage. In fact, it makes your life much easier. So.
Do you need to? And if so, how do you keep yourself abreast with technology, or maybe, AI in this case?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I already mentioned that, in terms of analyzing the game, and in terms of just to track where you are, where are you at, and what can you do, and what else you can improve on. I think that's where the technology and AI comes in. And also, as I mentioned, you need to use it in a smarter way and how you want it. So definitely agree to what everybody have asked me also, the questions, and of course Sindhu has also asked me. So yeah, I think it definitely is very, very useful.
An advice for all those who are through this long journey but essentially may not make it. How do they really pivot? When do they pivot? How do the parents decide? And then how do they fall back? But this is one thing, if you can tell, because that gives a confidence for parents how to pursue this and when to exit.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents don't understand at times, and are in a confused state of mind, like what should we do, or should we make our kids play, or should we make our kids study, or in a different, or put them into different sports. So that's when I said earlier as well, parents' role is very important, where they actually follow their kids, what they're doing and how they're doing, and are they improving or not, or are they going in a right direction. Because I can actually give you an example. I can give you my example. So my dad used to, when I started off, when I was 8 years old, he used to take me daily for my training sessions. He used to come there, sit and watch how am I doing, what am I doing, and he used to guide me, obviously. And after coming home, like, he used to tell me that, this is what you're doing, or this needs to be done. So after like 2, 3, or 4 years, he kept seeing me if I was improving in my age group, or who are the players above my age group, or are there any players who are below or who are doing well. So I think as a parent, you need to also have the knowledge to understand the sport. I think that way, the knowledge of understanding sport is very important. And automatically, as a parent, you will understand where the competition is, your kid can do it or not, is your kid capable of doing it, or is he going in a right way, is he having that capability of, going much further or not. There's nothing wrong in shifting sport or shifting into another thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong. It's always it's a journey, and it is a process, and it doesn't mean that you're doing a wrong thing by putting your kid into different sport. And at the same time, kid also needs to have that passion towards the sport. And also earlier I mentioned that, it doesn't matter, if your kid is not getting success, if not now, maybe after a couple of years he might get, but you as a parent, you will automatically understand when you follow the sport, when you follow your kid, be there every single day, watch him play, and is he improving, what is he doing, and accordingly you will be able to judge him and tell him that, what, this is it. And I'm sure he will understand, because he himself will know, because when he's playing for so many days, so many months and so many years, he will understand, like, is he doing, or can he do it, or can he not. So yeah, as a parent you will automatically understand if you follow your kid and want to do whatever it is.
So before every big match, which is basically a title, what are the 2 or 3 things that you mentally prepare on, which actually makes you to actually know that you're going to make it? And then the next day it happens, and then the whole country and the world actually watches your game come.
Well, actually, in badminton, you have tournaments all around the year. Like, you keep traveling 15 days a month, back to back. So it's like, for us, every tournament is important, but I understand that, sometimes you can't win all the tournaments, but sometimes there are ups and downs in life. So I think I would generally, before every match, I would prepare the same way. So firstly, I think the most important thing is you need to be mentally strong, and you need to be physically fit. You might have, it is like a chain where you need to be mentally strong and physically fit, and also you need to be able to have that skill to play on court. You need to have those strokes to actually play on court or face a top ranked player. Because if you don't have one of these, I think you're not like a perfect player, or you're not like, 100%. So that's why I would say that you need to be 100% no matter what. And I think, winning and losing is part and parcel of life. The most important thing is you need to give your best. When you give your best, automatically, you are going to get success. And I think, pressure. You need to be able to handle the pressure. You need to be able to, handle the... definitely, there is a lot of pressure. There are a lot of responsibilities, and people expecting a lot from you. So I think you need to keep calm and just go onto the court and just play your best. So that's when I would say you have to be mentally strong. That's the most important thing.
All right, then. I think, thank you, Sindhu, for so patiently answering all the questions from our audience. And I have a few rapid-fire questions for you, and we'll see how you do at that, because you're used to things coming very quickly always. So I
You're
guess you should
giving
be
me a
good.
lot of pressure.
All right, let's go. Smash or drop shot?
Smash.
Winning an Olympic medal or winning a game against your husband? That's a good one. Come on now. Now it's... Come on.
Against husband, I can just bargain. I'm like, it's okay, you will give me the match. So definitely winning an Olympic medal.
All right. If not badminton, which sport would you have played professionally?
Sport, I've never thought about it. So when I started badminton, it was just badminton. I've never even tried another sport. So I will stick to badminton itself. I don't want to
It's
go
your
into
one
any
and
other.
only love. Poor husband of yours. Okay.
Well, he loves badminton. He supports me. He sees matches more than me. So what else I need?
All right. One opponent you love playing against. Don't say husband now.
I don't love playing against any opponent, because you always want to go out there and beat the opponent. So I don't love it. Obviously.
All right. Now you need to show it to us. Your go-to victory move. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. But I still have one more question. I mean, and I think all of us fans are waiting to hear it from you. So, all the laurels, so much of pride for India. What next?
There is a lot more. There is a lot more.
Tell us more. We want to hear.
So definitely aiming for another Olympics. So, yeah.
So we're going to wish you everything, and we're going to see you up there. We're going to have you back here to talk about that experience as well. And I also heard somebody told me, and I think somebody told you as well, that something is going to happen on the 25th and 26th, right? What is that? Tell us.
Yeah, so the NTLF is going to happen on the 25th and 26th of Feb next year.
Woo! All right. Now, thank you so much for coming here and inspiring all of us, Sindhu. You're an absolute role model for so many of us here and also out there who are watching you, who are cheering for you, and we're raring to see you go out there and win many, 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 many laurels for India and for all of us. Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
wishing
Thanks
you all
a
the very
lot.
best.
Thank you so much.